For this problem, we are going to evaluate the f double prime of x at x equals 5, 6, and 7, where f double prime is in the form of negative 16 multiplied by the quantity 8x plus 8 raised to the power negative 3 over 2. Note that the property of the exponent we're going to use would be when you have x to the power negative a is the same as the reciprocal of the x raised to the power a. Let's get started with replacing x with the value 5 for the f double prime at 5 equals negative 16 multiplied by 8 times 5 plus 8 raised to the power 3 over 2, negative 3 over 2. So we have negative 16 inside parentheses. Since 8 times 5, that's 40. 40 plus 8 becomes 48 raised to the power negative 3 over 2. And then we write the negative power as positive power. So we have negative 16 multiplied by 1 over 48 raised to the power 3 over 2. The next step, we are going to simplify the power 3 over 2 of 48. The power 3 over 2, I'm going to put a note here, as x to the power 3 over 2 means x to the power 3 inside of the square root, or you can do as square root and raise to the power 3 later, as long as x is the positive number. In this case, the 48 is positive number. You can rewrite it as the square root and then raise to the third power. So we have negative 16 multiplied by 1 over 48 inside of the square root and then raise to the power 3. The number 48 is 16 multiplied by 3. So that means we can simplify a little bit more as square root of 16 times 3 to the power 3. And with another property, we're going to use the square root of x times y equals square root x times square root y. Then we apply to the denominator here as the quantity square root 16 multiplied by square root 3 to the power 3. Square root 16 is 4. Now we get negative 16 multiplied by 1 over the quantity 4 times square root 3 to the third power. And use the property that I wrote up, similar to what I wrote up here, which means if you have the power outside, you can separate them as distributing the power to each one of them. I'm writing the other color. So x times y raised to the power 1 over 2 is the same as x to the power 1 over 2 times y to the power 1 over 2. So similar to this one, if you have the product and raised to the same power, you're going to have it as 1 over 4 to 16 times 1 over 4 to the third power times square root 3 to the third power. And 4 to the third power, which is 4 times 4 times 4. 4 times itself 3 times. And for 4 times 4, that's the same as negative 16, remain negative sign. And similar to the square root 3 to the third power. So this one is square root 3 multiplied by square root 3 multiplied by square root 3. Since the negative 16 and 16 down on the bottom reduced to be negative 1 over 4 multiplied by the product of square root 3 and square root 3, that is 3. So multiply by 3 times square root 3. That is from the third power of square root 3. And after that, you can simplify more. 4 times 3, that is 12. So we have negative 1 over 12 multiplied by square root 3. The format in the answer is in the rationalized denominator. So this way, we can treat it by multiplying both numerator and denominator by square root 3. And then the product of root 3 and root 3 is positive 3. Next, we're going to get the number as negative square root 3 as a numerator multiplied by 12 times 3, which is 36 as a result.